Hey guys, welcome back to Southeastern Saddle Hunters. In today's video, I do 3 different climbing methods for saddle hunting. The first method I'm going to talk about is the new Raccoon Rigs V2, the new version of their climber. Next, I'm going to talk about just traditional sticks. I'm using the muddy climbing sticks. And then lastly, I'll be going over one sticking with my one stick that I built. All right, first up is the new Raccoon Rigs V2. This is a new climbing method that they came out with a couple years ago, I guess. And this one, the V2 with the aluminum platform, is coming out just this year. I think it's available for pre-order right now on their website, but it's a local South Carolina company. Everything's made here in South Carolina. So it's good to support some local businesses. This climbing method here for me takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's a super lightweight way to get in the woods and get elevation. You have a lot better control over your height compared to normal sticks. You know, with sticks, you're limited to 3 or 4 sticks and you can get up to about 20 or 30 feet or so, or 20 to 25 feet. But with this, you can go as high as you want and come back down the same way. And you're safe as well, tied in the entire time. All right, some other pros for this. I mean, it's super lightweight, super compact. You can easily put this in your backpack and not even really feel it's there. I believe the whole system is less than 3 pounds, which is basically the weight of 2 climbing sticks. So it's super lightweight, super mobile. You can put it in your backpack. It's not gonna get snagged on things. There's no sharp edges on the outside like climbing sticks where you'll have the actual teeth that bite into the tree. So this is not gonna snag on any branches when you're walking in. They're just gonna glide off if it is exposed. But it's a pretty cool climbing method that you can use, and it's adjustable for different tree diameters. Overall, is a pretty cool product. I would say some of the cons for this in general, I think you have to be a little bit flexible to use it. It takes a little bit of a learning curve. I'm not the most flexible. I'm 6 foot tall, about 280 pounds right now. And this was a little of a challenge for me to use. But after about 20 minutes or so and trying 3 or 4 times, you'll see in the video here, I managed to find a method that works for me, and moving about 1.5 foot increments at a time. And it works pretty good. It does take a little bit of energy and work to use for someone my size, but I'm sure for someone who's a little bit more athletic, most saddle hunters usually are a little bit more on the athletic side. This will be a really great climbing method for them. Super lightweight, and you really can't beat it, especially for the price. It's super cheap, super lightweight, and it's a US made company here in South Carolina. So this is a great product. All right, the second climbing method was the sticks. I use these muddy sticks that fold out up top and have a quick cleat for it, which is great for attachment. These sticks are a bit on the heavy side, which is not super fun to carry in. I mean, these 3 sticks alone right now, I think it's close to 10 pounds. I do have a 4th stick. I didn't use it in the video. It was in my truck in my other vehicle. So I just used the 3 sticks with my platform. You saw I got up to about, I think my feet were around 12 feet or so, maybe 15 feet. So not too high, but with the 4th stick, you can get up a little bit higher there. Or if you throw some aiders in, you can get up even higher, which is definitely what I would recommend if you're using sticks. I would at least put a 2-step aider on the bottom stick, maybe 1 aider on each stick going up, just to get you a little bit more elevation. Some of the pros for these are cheap. I mean, this set of 4, I believe I paid $100 for the set of 4. They're quick to connect, but in my opinion, they feel very secure on the way up. That's really it for the pros though, in my opinion. Cons is they're heavier than either the Raccoon Rigs or my one stick. I think all sticks, if you get a 4 set of sticks, is gonna be heavier than both Raccoon Rigs and my one stick. So they're gonna get snagged on things too with the teeth hanging out. They're bulkier, heavier. Overall, it's a little bit harder to trek in and carry in. Another big con for sticks in general is climbing with them. When you're climbing with the sticks, they have an opportunity to clank around and move around, especially if you go 4 sticks. With 3 sticks, it's not bad because you can put the first 2 on basically from the ground level. and you're only really climbing up with one stick. But if you have 4 sticks and you have 2 strapped on to your hips, there is that factor as far as clanking around. Another really big factor, something I'm always worried about when I'm in my saddle, you'll notice I pulled up my platform each time. I'm not attaching my platform to my back on my saddle. I'm not attaching any sticks to my back. Just in case something does break, I don't want to land on a stick or my platform on my back and break my back when I'm in the woods. I might break my back anyways on a tree or stick or something like that when I fall, or if I fall, but I don't want to increase the chances of me getting injured by putting something on my back. So clanking around with these, you're gonna have them on the sides. If you have a 4th one or 5th one, you have a spot to put it. Some people put them on their backs. I prefer not to do that. But it is a good climbing method for cheap and affordable. However, it's a little bit heavy, a little bit bulky. So if you're trying to get really deep into the woods, going multiple miles in, these is probably not the best option. There are better sticks out there for sure available that are much lighter. I know the tethered one stick is a great one. The Skeletors are great ones that are much lighter in general. But overall, for me, sticks is not something I'm really the biggest fan of. I would stick with either the Raccoon rigs or the one stick in general, just because of the amount of bulkiness you have to carry in and the weight overall. All right, one more thing to talk about. When you're using the sticks or the Raccoon rigs, sorry, I got an ant climbing on me. When you're using the sticks or the Raccoon rigs, you're gonna be hunting from a platform overall, unless you're just trying to stand on just the end of the sticks or just on the Raccoon rigs, which is not the most stable if you're trying to draw a bow shot or something like that. So I would definitely recommend using a platform of some kind. I was using my UL Hunt platform. I think it's about 110 bucks or so on Amazon. It's not the most lightweight, it's about 5 pounds, I believe, but it's extremely secure, bites into the tree really good, and is a good size platform for my feet, which I wear size 12 boots. And I can swing around the tree and get anywhere I need to. I can spin around. This is a good platform for that. But with both the sticks and with the Raccoon rigs, you'll also need to climb with a platform to give yourself a secure footing while you're hunting. So there is some additional weight from that and additional bulk from that as well. Now you can get much better platforms that are much lower profile, much slimmer. For example, the Hunt Arsenal Razor is a great platform that I do not have, but looks amazing. I'm just not really willing to spend $300 on a platform, but it does look amazing. Looks like a great platform. It's much lighter, much better profile than something like this, which is a little bit bulkier and heavier. But if you're trying to cut down on weight, a platform is, you're gonna be adding weight for the Raccoon rigs and for the sticks. So it's one thing to keep a note of. All right, lastly, my one stick. This is my DIY one stick. I have a video on what I've done for this. This is a Hawk Helium stick that I've modified with the Hawk HSP platform. Put the cam cleat on there, put an aider on there as well, shorten the stick up. So it's pretty lightweight. I forget the poundage on it. I'll put it here in the video of what it weighs. I believe it's less than 3 pounds, but maybe it's right above 3 pounds. But it's a pretty secure one stick in general. I really like climbing with this. I feel like the moves you make, you get much bigger gains over even normal sticks and the Raccoon rigs in general with the one stick, as well as I just felt a little bit more secure on this. I've been climbing with this a lot more than I have with either sticks or the Raccoon rig, so maybe some of that is just my comfortability with how much I've used this. But one big benefit for this is once you get up to hunting height, you're already on the platform. So the platform's already built in. You can hunt directly from the platform. It's very secure and solid. This is a smaller platform, so I don't use this when I'm doing all day hunts. I only would use this for either a morning or evening quick hunt. If I'm doing an all day hunt where I'm sitting in the saddle all day long, I will also bring that platform that I showed earlier out with me and put it at the same level so I can actually have better accessibility around a tree. So the platform and this platform are at the same level. And that platform is just a lot more comfortable, more spacious. It's better on my feet and my ankles overall. But with the one stick, I just feel like I get bigger moves, and it's still a really lightweight, small package. When you're walking to the woods, it still can get snagged on things. You still have the platform out here, you still have the teeth out here, so somewhere it's still potentially get snagged when you're walking through the woods, but it's a pretty compact system overall. You see, this is everything I need here, this with my rope to climb on up. All right, one other thing to note, you'll see in the video with me climbing here, I did leave my rappel line all the way up at the top of the tree. I just felt that I'd already done some practice earlier, the rappel line was up there. It's just better to leave it up there while I'm doing these different methods of climbing, a little bit safer and more enjoyable for me instead of having to pull it down, wrap it up in every single time. So that is something to kind of take a note of when you're watching these different climbing methods, is that I was not moving my tether up as I go. I also was not using a lineman belt for the sticks. Personally, for me, I would not, even if I'm climbing with sticks, the traditional sticks, I'm not gonna use a lineman belt. I'm gonna use my rappel line, my rappel tether, I guess. I prefer that method overall. I think it's much safer coming down and going up the tree, just to be able to rappel down since I already have the equipment anyways. All right, guys, that was the 3 climbing methods I was demonstrating today. The one stick, the multi-sticks, and the Raccoon Rigs V2 climber. Let me know in the comments below what you think is the best method. They all have their pros and they all have their cons. It's just a matter of your personal preference on what you think is best for you. So I'd be interested to hear what you think. All right, one important thing to note, this off season is the perfect chance to get out and practice whichever climbing method you want to go with. You'll see me in the one stick video, with the multi-stick video, and the Raccoon Rigs. With all 3 of them, I made some fumbles and some mistakes. I haven't been climbing in quite a long time, so it's my first time getting ready for the season this year. No matter what, the off season is the best time to get out there, practice, practice, practice. Check your saddle, make sure there's no fraying, make sure everything looks good. Check your rappel lines, check your linesman belt, check everything to make sure the safety gear is still good and still in shape, and replace what is damaged. The off season is the perfect chance to practice as much as possible so that come hunting season, we can get up the tree safely, quietly, and have a successful hunting season. Thank you for watching and have a great day.